With the banks failing, a recession coming, and the moral fabric of society quickly waning as we proceed to collapse and fall into World War III thanks to COVID and poverty and AI, here are some cheap, budget-friendly options if you're looking for a brand new gaming mouse so that you can play Valorant or whatever PC game of choice to cope with the fact that your parents are now arguing because your dad has become jobless and is about to disappear to go get some milk. Oh yeah, look it up. During recessions, the amount of kids playing games skyrockets. So I can't wait to see the player base of Counter-Strike 2. The first mouse I definitely recommend is the very cheap, very affordable Viper Mini Wireless Signature Edition. In fact, it's so cheap I can make it appear in my hand right now. It even comes with a real fancy box because the owner of Razer, the boss, clearly really likes Rolex and was inspired by his expensive, extensive watch collection, which I actually am in a position to know confidently that he does have quite a bit of. Coming in at a very affordable $280, it is a super great budget option if you're looking to spend very little money on a gaming mouse. What? This mouse can feed a family for a couple of weeks? Nah, who eats that cheap of food? Doesn't exist. With the Viper Mini Wireless Signature Edition, it's packed full of features that people clearly asked for when they were asking for a Viper Mini Wireless. A magnesium I just dropped it. A magnesium shell with a Darth Vader helmet looking assholes. 4000 Hz polling rate, even though it will crash your computer unless you have a 16-core processor. And I guess, I mean, that's about it, right? That's about it. That's all you get for the money. It's a cheap product. Don't expect so much for a cheap, budget-friendly product, clearly. What are you, greedy? Communist? This is number 224, which means that despite me throwing it around, it's probably still worth more than your life or mine, especially when AI completely replaces our existence. What? $280 is too much for you? Well, here is another excellent budget option, the Final Mouse Last Legend. Coming in at a whopping $220. What a steal! It also has a magnesium shell and a bunch of features that nobody really asked for. In fairness, there is some level of innovation to Final Mouse, but at $220, and with the fact that they have terrible warranty, terrible service, and your mouse will probably end up broken, it sounds like an absolutely brilliant, absolutely great deal. Something that people who are on a tight budget entering a recession should absolutely go out there and get their hands on. Yeah, it's totally gonna make you aim better and happy inside. The Final Mouse is still too expensive, or you can't get your hands on it because it's so cheap and affordable that everyone's grabbing one? Go ahead and consider getting yourself a Zalconic M2K. Unfortunately, because this is an even cheaper, more budget-friendly option, it is only available in wired form. For you brokies, you have to use wired. It's a mouse that's going to get the bare essentials done, and you're paying less money, so the mouse also weighs less. Also, to cut costs and save money, the Zalconic M2K uses some material called carbon fiber because it's crappy and cheap for the budget buyer. The hell is carbon fiber anyway? Technically, the fiber in broccoli is also made of carbon. So is that the carbon fiber they're talking about? The Zalconic M2K broccoli mouse. And if that's still too expensive for you, definitely consider just not gaming. Because without a very expensive $5 million gaming mouse, that you will never be a good player at whatever game you're playing. And if you're never gonna get good at anything, then why continue playing? Why continue living even? So just buy a wire without the mouse. Jokes aside, gaming mice are kind of getting really ludicrous, and it kind of needs to stop soon. If not, people are just gonna be sick and jaded and just completely don't care about gaming mice anymore. And I'm serious when I say this. It's the same thing that happened to mechanical keyboard. Like, it became a hobby where only a few extreme lunatics continued supporting because it became so prohibitively expensive, and the cheap stuff got so good that you just didn't have to bother anymore. Anyway, I digress. Don't waste your time with super expensive gaming mice, guys. It's not gonna make you any better. The most expensive you should really go is like G Pro X, super light pricing, because anything more expensive than that usually really isn't worth it. And if you think a better gaming mouse is actually gonna make you a better gamer, it's not. If you do actually truly believe that though, well, the best thing you can do is to not buy a gaming mouse, but save that money and possibly buy you some level of an education and critical thinking skills. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching.